welcome to my channel. This is the Nomadic Goddess, and I am Jasmine. This is going to be a general bi-weekly reading. Whoops, that was a horrible shuffle for the sign of Pisces for the weeks of January 25th to February 8th. Now, you don't just have to solely be a Pisces Sun. You can be a Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury. And just because I said that this reading was for the weeks of January 25th to February 8th does not mean it is solely for that time. It is for whenever you stumble across my channel and decide to hit play. Because this is a general reading, you shouldn't take everything with you. If the shoe fits, lace it up, find a matching pair, and travel well. If it does not fit, leave it. There is no need to carry messages that do not ring true for you. I am also clairaudient, so that means that the divine, whether you want to call it source, God, the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it, along with your higher self, your spirit guides, and your ancestors that are for your highest good, they all send me messages via songs, bits and pieces of movies and books. Now, with the songs, I sing them. The problem is I cannot sing, and I am extremely tone deaf. So, if you guys can bear with the horrible singing, then good. If not, then I'm sorry that I ruined your ears. Alright, that's it. Enjoy, discover something new about yourself, and don't be afraid to dive deep. Oh my gosh, I do not know how to shuffle today. Alright, with that being said, what messages do we have for Pisces? If I could just get the cards together. What messages do I have for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th and February 8th. Or to February 8th. What messages do I have for Pisces? What messages do I have for Pisces? What messages do I have for Pisces? What messages do I have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 5th to February 8th? What messages do I have for Pisces? One card at a time, please. Oh, we have Hummingbird. Oh, Lion. Lizard. For some of you, your favorite movie may be Lion King. Because I literally heard, and I just can't wait to be king. Tarantula. Alright, what messages do we have for Pisces? Oh, we have Cheetah. Alright. Hearing that song actually makes me want to watch that movie again. I loved that movie growing up. Alright, messages do we have for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th through February 8th. Right, and lastly, we have mauve. Wait, actually, no, not lastly. One more. Don't know how to count today. Let's just do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th through February 5th. Last card, please. Ooh. We have Wolf. Alright, what messages do we have for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury. Do we have for Pisces? Some of you may listen to Burner Boy because last just got stuck in my head. Speak the fuck up. Oh my goodness. Something to celebrate. That was meant to come out. It'll come out again. What messages do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th to February 8th? All right. Abundance flowing in. I want to say every time I see the abundance card, I think about there's this farmer who TikToks, and whenever he harvests anything that he farms, he always says abundance. So whenever I see the abundance card, that's what I hear. Oh my goodness, I keep dropping cards. All right. What message do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury for the weeks of January 25th to February 8th? One card at a time, please and thank you, and please. It might have been me because I probably don't know how to shuffle today, but that's okay. It is good. I've been getting to the money. Everybody mad. I make so much money. Everybody mad. Same thing, look from the block. Shut up and listen. Honor your boundaries. Pisces. Shadow work needed. And it's really interesting that it fell out right underneath the mauve card. Last but not least, I dropped a card somewhere. I feel like I did, and I did. Like, maybe I need to scoot in a little bit because I keep dropping cards. Last card. One more, and not two more. Those are meant to come out, they'll come out again. One more, please. Message for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th to February 8th. Thank you. You're not ready. Alright, I'm going to scoot my behind in to this desk because I keep dropping cards. You got me going in circles. Do, do, do. Oh, don't go. What message do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th through February 8th? What messages do we have for Pisces? Some of you need to stop getting upset with your friends when they don't accept or follow your unsolicited advice. I don't know who this is for, but this is for someone who is extremely solution based. So someone will come and want to vent to you, and you'll instead of listening to them, or someone will just want to talk, and instead of listening to them, you spew out unsolicited advice, especially if you are a projector in human design. If you do not know your human design chart, I advise you to look it up. But especially if you're a projector in human design. So projectors are always meant to wait for an invitation. So if you're steadily spewing unwanted or unwarranted advice, you're not going to get the recognition that you deserve, and it's going to make you feel like you are like you're being taken for granted, when in reality you're just not living in your power. Like, so because I'm a projector, when people would come to me for advice, or even just to talk, and they would tell me about their problems, what I would do is I would be like, oh girl, all you gotta do is this, and this. And then when they wouldn't listen to me, and then they would come back and with the same issue, I would get frustrated because I'm like, yo, did I not just tell you what to do? Did I not just give you some advice and tell you exactly what you need to do to handle the situation? But then I had to realize, especially when I started studying my human design, and I'm still studying, if I'm being honest. But from what I learned from a projector is it's easier and it's way better to wait for the invitation. So instead of, and I've actually tested this theory, so instead of just throwing my 2 cents in, I wait to be invited. I wait for someone to ask me a question. I wait for someone to ask me my expertise. And then when I do, I feel way more fulfilled than if I was just giving advice unsolicited. And I'm hearing for those of you, it will save you a lot of frustration, and you won't be getting as annoyed as you used to. All right, what messages do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? You think someone is lying? Ooh, all right. Off rip. What messages do we have for Pisces? What messages do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 25th to February 8th? You need a good fucking cry. What messages do you have for Pisces, Sun? Ooh, that flew. Stop fucking whining. What messages do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the week of January 25th through February 8th? What messages do we go? One at a time, please, and thank you, and please. I've been getting to the money. Everybody mad. You look like a shit show. Get the fuck outside, move your ass. Stop obsessing. Last but not least. Ooh. Winning. I literally just heard that in Charlie Sheen's voice. Winning. For some of you, Rugrats is a favorite movie because I get the theme song, the one with Maya and Blackstreet. Take me there, let's go there. I actually love that movie. Y'all are making me want to watch movies from my childhood. So you guys could be feeling really very, very nostalgic. Because I'm being... So while I was working today, I'm a flight attendant. So while I was working a flight today, one of the passengers that is another flight attendant brought us candies. And one of the packages of candies is these little strawberry candies, but in the inside it's like jelly. Like the outside is hard, but on the inside is like jelly. And it reminded me, like it took me way back to my childhood, because my great grandmother used to carry them in her purse, along with those either butterscotches or those cream savers. And so like I'm eating these candy and I'm just being transported back to my childhood. So some of you guys may be doing some work with your inner child through like watching old movies or listening to the songs that were really popular back then. But also some of you may have fire and air and earth in your chart, because the lion, the lizard, the tarantula, and the cheetah are both fire. All four of them have the alchemical sign for fire. The hummingbird and the moth are air, and the wolf is earth. So like you guys have no water. Sorry, I got for some of you maybe needing to watch something that makes you laugh, because when I literally said you guys have no water, I heard it's like this old Dave Chappelle skit when he was like making fun of Diddy's making the band. Then he was making fun of Dylon. He was like, who's the best rapper? Dylon, and Dylon. And like the part that I was getting stuck in my head is hot fire, like hot fire. So you guys may be needing, instead of watching things that bring up traumatic experience for you in your childhood, you may need to watch things that bring up moments where there was happiness, where there was peace. Because you guys are harping too much on the negative aspect of your childhood. It's kind of sort of like you guys are addicted to the pain. Like you're addicted to feeling that pain. It's like you poke. Because you poking that wound makes you not feel numb. It makes you not go numb. For some of you. For others of you, it's like you poke it constantly because you keep trying to heal it. Like you keep wanting to heal it. But in order to heal a wound, you have to leave it alone. A cut can't scab over or can't create or build up a scab unless you leave it alone. So you keep picking at it, is you reopening the wound over and over and over again. Leave it alone. Put a band-aid over it. Not even put a band over it. Just let it, some fresh air hit it and just leave it be. Allow the wound to start healing. Because what you're doing is you're causing more pain and more hurt to yourself by just rehashing it over and over and over and over and over. And I feel like you guys are like trying to rush this healing process. You're trying to get over it because you're like, I should have been done this. And it's like, you guys are very, very impatient when it comes to this aspect of your healing. Because you're like, I should have been done this. Like, this should have been done. Like, I don't understand why this is still coming up. It's because you keep poking the wound. You keep picking at the scab that's trying to form. So, what's happening is you keep reopening it. And you keep getting hurt. You keep hurting yourself. For some of you, I'm hearing that it's a form of self-harm. Like I'm hearing that for some of you, it's not like you don't inflict physical pain onto yourself. You inflict emotion, like by poking your wounds. That's how you inflict your self-harm. With the hummingbird card is always my positive, enthusiastic card, but it's also a card of spiritual resource. So the hummingbird knows where exactly to get the sweetest nectar. It knows where it can replenish and nourish itself and get some type of rejuvenation. Some of you guys may need to spend some time in nature, like take a little road trip, rent a cabin, and just spend some time in nature. Or at least take a road trip, or go to like a paint and sip, or like a pottery class. Because you pouring your energy into like going out in nature or something artistic, or tapping into your creative energy, it'll help you stop being so pushy. Because for some of you, the pushiness comes from you expect people to heal like you. Not even just heal like you. You expect people, like, when you give it, and it's all circling back to the giving the unsolicited advice. But it's also tying into the wolf card, because the wolf card is always going to be my card that reminds you to allow people to heal the way that they need to heal, and allow people to experience their journey the way they need to experience it. Everyone isn't going to do things like you. Everyone isn't going to follow the same path that you follow, because some of them aren't meant to, and that's okay. You need to accept that. If everybody in your pack, if everybody in your tribe did exactly what you did, then where's the room for elevation? Where's the room for growth? Where's the room for teaching? If everyone is on the same wave that you are, like y'all are all on the same level, everybody is going to be good at something individually. So you could have a person that's really good at building, you could have someone that's really good at networking, you could have someone that's really good at gathering resources, you could have someone else that's really good at creating businesses. But if you box all these people into what you want them to be, they're not going to thrive that way. They're not going to flourish that way. So everybody in your tribe has their own abilities, has their own gift. Allow them to tap into their own potential, their own limitless potential. I'm not saying that you can't guide them. No, what I'm saying is learn how to deal with people individually instead of grouping everybody in this one category. My lion card. Every time I see the lion card now for you guys, I literally am hearing the song for the Lion King. Now it's a "Ya Simba," like the whole beginning of it. And then I'm hearing Simba. So for somebody, Lion King is really, really your favorite movie. But my lion card is, lion card gives off patient, regal, and a complete master. That's the energy that my lion card is always giving off. But it's also a living mascot for self-transformation. It's the lion. Whenever I see the lion card always reminds me that the lion energy is always going to be dedicated to the personal and spiritual growth. And it also is a reminder to be okay with that, dedication being intimidating or intimidating others. So the lion card, sorry, I was listening. So the lion card, this is literally a message for someone specific, that I actually know, who happens to be a Pisces. And I hope that the person is watching this video right now. And if you are watching this video, text me or something. But the lion card is a message that I'm not gonna say that it's a reminder, but it's an acknowledgement that you already know. You already know that because of your keen sense and how observant you are, that people tend to shy away from you, and you accept that. You actually like that because you don't like too much attention. But it's really, really a commendment and an applause for the level of self-mastery that you have reached and that you have always been at. Like you've always, like, your self-mastery has always been, I'm hearing, a level above, like levels above others. And it's always what made you different as well. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm also hearing that it's a great strength that you have, but it's also a great weakness, because what ends up happening is sometimes you end up being wrapped up in the temporary people in your life that you believe that even in the slightest shift of energy that people are disposable. Or not even disposable. Yeah, no, disposable and replaceable. They're telling me to say it exactly like that. Okay. Yeah. So make sure you aren't So make sure you aren't, I'm hearing, make sure you aren't throwing away diamonds in the rough. Yeah. All right, next we have the Lizard card. The Lizard card is really, really I like to say it's my sensitive card. Or, yeah, it's my sensitive card, but it's also my really instinctual and dreamer card. Sometimes, whenever I see the Lizard, it's about shedding of the old. But it's also, like, because the Lizard is so sensitive, because the Lizard is so in tune with its fifth and sixth sense, it gets extremely burnt out in really, really big crowds. Like, it can be easily worn down by, like, big crowds and, like, long travel, or lots of traveling, like, back and forth. The Lizard card is also a reminder to pull back, to unplug, to get in tune with yourself, to spend some time with yourself, to recharge yourself, and so you can fill yourself up. Just be away from people for, like, a short, like, even if it's like a weekend staying in, just to recharge your social batteries. Not even just recharging your social batteries, but doing something, because I feel and I see that the Lizard card is extremely creative and a dreamer. So doing something artistic that fills you up and pours into you at the same time, and gives you that way of unplugging. The Tarantula card is my Crossroads card. But it's also it's like grabbing one's life purpose. And I literally just got Bone Thug and Harmony's Maybe at the Crossroads. Maybe at the Crossroads. Whenever I see the Tarantula card, it's always a reminder to prioritize your life purpose over everything, so you're going to prioritize your life purpose over making money, making like a crap ton of money. Whenever the Tarantula card is out of balance, it over intellectualizes everything. So to bring that energy into balance, just write down your goals, or even just journaling, like plain old journaling. I do not know how to talk today. Next we have Cheetah. Cheetah card is my divine masculine card. It's all about moving, all about getting things done. It's extremely action based. Like it's all about the go. For those of you who have listened to the first Black Panther album, I'm literally hearing, like, it's one of the songs where one of the artists is like, I gotta go get it, 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 or something like that. Like that's what I'm hearing repeatedly. But the Cheetah card is also like solar force, so getting energy from the sun. Some of you need to start sun gazing also. Like I'm seeing people like literally being charged up by the sun. For some of you need to work on your root chakra. And I'm also hearing that for some of you, you're not as rooted into yourself as you think you are. What does that mean? You're not as rooted into yourself as you think you are. It means that you aren't as sure of yourself as you think you are. Like, part of you is part of your subconscious. Not even your subconscious, but for some of you, it's your subconscious and your conscious mind. But parts of you aren't as sure of yourself as you think you are. Yeah, because I got the Cleo Souls, Sure of Myself. I'm gonna link that song. Sorry. Link that song in the description box so you guys can listen to it. And I also know the title of the video. The title of the video is Wait for the Invitation. Now don't hold me to that because it might change. They might tell me to put something completely different. That's what they've been doing the past couple of days. But it's also my fault because I haven't been writing them down when I get them. And I'm like, what was the title again? So I am trying to be more intentional. And I'm keeping like a pad close by so I can write them down. Next we have Moth. The Moth card is always going to be my transformation card, but it's also going to be my like basically doing shadow work. It's also my impulsive card. Like doing things out of haste because you feel like time is running out. The Moth card is also a symbol for thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. I'm hearing the grass is greener wherever you water it, and remember that the grass may be greener on the other side because that shit is astroturf. I don't know whose guy that was, but thanks. Moving on to the next deck, the Speak the Fuck Up card and the Shut Up and Listen card. It is, for some of you get wrapped up in responding. That you overtalk people. And it stems from a place of feeling like you're unheard. Especially if that trauma has been coming up for you. I'm hearing some of you need to listen as much as you speak, and speak as much as you listen. So you guys need to balance it out. I don't remember who else had kind of sort of the same thing going on in their reading. If I find it, I'm gonna link it below in the description box. But I feel like it was one of the air signs. So the problem is when we grow up not being heard, what ends up happening is when we finally start using our voice, what ends up happening is we get to a place where that's all we want to do is constantly use our voice, and we forget that a major part of speaking up or using our voice is to also listen and to also allow others to speak their truth as well. For the something to celebrate and abundance flowing in, every time I see that card out here, abundance. You guys, like, this has been like a really, really long time coming. I'm hearing it's been a long time coming, but I know the change gonna come. But it's what you've been praying for, it's what you've been manifesting, it's what you've been asking for. The financial stability that you've been wanting, it's finally manifesting. The honor your boundaries card. What boundaries have you been setting with yourself that you haven't been honoring? Because we can't set boundaries with other people until we learn how to set boundaries with ourselves. The shadow work needed is pertaining to how you perceive others. Like it's do you want them to listen to you out of a control thing, or are you honestly trying to help them, kind of thing? Because it's a really, really thin line between telling somebody advice because you want to control them, or telling them how to do something because you want to control them, or just giving them advice. And if you're waiting for an invitation, especially if you're a projector, then you wouldn't be giving people unsolicited advice. Just saying. The You're Not Ready card. For some of you, I'm getting that you think that you're not ready for a relationship because you feel like you're putting your gifts, you're putting your healing, your shadow work, you're putting all of that at the forefront. But for some of you, especially for those of you who have some form of relationship trauma, you can't heal a relationship trauma by yourself. Like, you have to be in some form of relationship with other people or another person to heal that, because you got the relationship from dealing with somebody else. I mean, you got the trauma from dealing with somebody else. So to heal that, to uncover that, to bring that to the light, to bring that trauma to the light. Because that trauma, the trauma can show up when we're by ourselves, but mostly it shows up when we're interacting with others, especially if it's in a romantic sense. You think someone is lying. They are. You need a good fucking cry. Get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you. I don't have to tell you Pisces this, because you guys are really kind of sort of really good with allowing your emotions to show and allowing yourself to cry. But crying is cleansing, so go ahead and cry. Like, and especially if you especially if you are doing shadow work, it allows you to release a lot of the things. Like, crying allows you to release the emotions that have been holding you back and holding you hostage. Stop fucking whining. No one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. You look like a shit show. You're a hot mess. Fact. Clean yourself up. And I don't think that this is more so... For some of you, yes. Some of you, I'm hearing you need a haircut. But for others of you, you just need to clean your act up. Like, it's I'm sorry, they're showing me somebody with like a horrible haircut. But for some of you, you need to clean your act up. You need to clean up. Don't be a douchebag. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshat. Get the fuck outside. Move your ass. Your body is pissed at you. Go on a hike. Go see some cool shit. Go be in nature. Go stand under a waterfall. Go stand in water. Go do something. Stop obsessing. You're not the fucking center of the universe. And winning! You got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. For this one, some of you are getting what you want and getting what you manifested, but you guys are focusing on how it could go wrong where it could go wrong and how many ways it could go wrong. And because you are focusing on that, you are potentially manifesting that outcome. All right, Pisces, that is your bi-weekly reading. Hope to see you soon. Stay well.